Do 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 do. Ha ha. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday night sacred pipe ceremony. I am just getting set up. I was busy drawing some comics and I looked up and was like, oh crap, it's time. So, needless to say, I am late to my own party. But not really, because I realized that when I start, I should give you guys some time to realize that we're on. So it actually works out, and that way you can see some behind the scenes kind of things going on. As I'm getting ready and setting out my stuff and just babbling about what we're doing and everything. So come on in, welcome in. Let me know you're there. So far it looks like nobody's there yet, and I'm hoping people show up. But even if you're watching this and repeat, you're still here. There we go. I got the song in my head. I had to look it up. I remember it from when I was a kid. But I didn't know who sang it. Actually, it's Sammy Davis Jr. Was it the Gingerbread Man? Ba ba da da dum, sweet gingerbread man. So that's my earworm du jour. It was on the, I don't know, I've been watching the Hawkeye TV series on Disney Plus because I'm an archer and I have been known to watch movies simply because there are arrows and bows and stuff in them. And it's a really good series. I'm really enjoying it. And that was the song at the end of last week's episode, which I just rewatched in anticipation of this week's episode. Which I'm not gonna, it was out yesterday, but I'm not watching it until my fiance gets here on the weekend. So we can watch it together. So, no spoilers. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. If you're coming in late, you haven't missed anything yet. I'm just babbling away. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, what am I doing? Getting going a little late. I was just sitting here waiting for people to come in for readings at my office all day, drawing comics, and I got involved in drawing my latest comic, which is a reenactment of the Vision Quest that I went on this past September. And so, I'm at the point where I'm telling the story. I mentioned in the comic how this was in central Washington, and so it's kind of high desert, and rather than ending up in the forest like I normally do and in the woods and the trees that I love, I ended up more on the outskirts of the trees and such. And I was excited that there were oak trees there, but the oak trees were kind of scraggly and and twisty, not the great, major oak from Sherwood Forest kind of thing that I'm used to. And so I was a little disappointed. But then it was weird because normally animals flock to me, and I saw hardly any animals the whole weekend. And so my only companions were the trees. And so I got to befriend these oaks, and one of them told me a story. And that's what I'm drawing right now. So I won't give you any spoilers in case you want to read it yourself. You can check it out. My comic is titled Drawing Breath. And if you want to see it, it's at drawingbreath-comic.blogspot.com. And here is the latest start. That's my latest page, just penciling it in. But this is like page 13 or something. So it's actually one of the longer ones that I've done. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming. I got let me show you. We have the fire going in the fireplace on this, to keep us warm on this cold winter's evening. Got the stars shining bright behind us. So welcome. I'm Patrick, if you don't know me, if you haven't been here before. I'm Patrick. I am the owner of Perching Studios, on whose Facebook page or YouTube channel you are watching this. And welcome. Thank you for joining us. And what we are doing, we are going to do the Sacred Pipe Ceremony. And what that is, if you've never been here, never been to a pipe ceremony before, the pipe, in Hollywood they call it the peace pipe, in the old westerns, and it's the sacred, probably the most sacred object to the Lakota people. Ever since White Buffalo Calf Woman, I never know exactly what to call her, like what title, like is she a goddess, is she a spirit or whatever, but she was a spirit being, a holy spirit woman who came and gave the pipe to the Lakota people 19 generations ago. I'm not sure how many hundreds of years that is. I haven't sat down to figure that out, but it was quite a long time ago. And so she brought the pipe to the people, and she gave them a total of 7 ceremonies with which to use the pipe as kind of the central. The pipe is the altar, basically. It's like an altar that can be taken with you in their nomadic lifestyle. So this was basically the church, and it still is. I'm talking in the past tense, but this stuff still exists, right? And so it's a portable church, a portable altar, and we keep it separate because the stem represents the divine masculine, and I'm not sure if represent is the right word, but the bowl is the divine feminine. And so when we put the pipe together, it is all of creation, all the dualities, hard, soft, light, dark, male, female, all of that stuff together in one. So you have basically like the yin yang, the all of creation. And so the pipe is basically, the pipe encompasses the entire universe. And when we put the pipe together, it's like like all things, the pipe has its own spirit. And when we put it together, it awakens that spirit. And when the pipe is put together, it opens a channel straight to Creator. And so everything you think, everything you pray, every intention you have goes straight to Creator, straight to Source. And so when I do put the pipe together, until I take it apart, it is basically one giant prayer. And so you want to think your best and biggest thoughts, your best, biggest intentions, your deepest prayers. And do not be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't water it down. Don't think, well, I want this thing, but I'll settle for this thing because that seems more within reach, you know. Or like one teacher used to say, don't manifest the money to buy the shoes. Manifest the shoes. Focus on what you want. If you focus on the means to get what you want, you're selling yourself short, number one. Number two, if you manifest the money to be able to afford said object or thing, your focus is on the money, and that money is going to disperse in any number of ways, right? And so we get what we focus on, like that they say that one of the basics of manifesting and like law of attraction and all of that stuff is where consciousness goes, energy flows. And so focus on, number one, what you want, not what you don't want. Manifest in love, going towards something, not in fear, trying to run away from something. So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Like, one of the basic examples is sitting in your car in a traffic jam, like, I don't want to be late for work. I don't want to be late for work. I don't want to be late for work. Well, you're focusing on, the universe here is late for work, because that's what you're focusing on. And so that is what comes to you. So rather than focusing on, I don't want to be late for work, you focus on, thank you for letting me be on time. So you focus on the results you want, and then you let go of the outcome. It sounds weird because it's like, well, but if I'm focusing on what I want, the key is to not badger the outcome. You know, it's like we get what we focus on, and so we don't, that's all we need to do. We don't have to keep this narrow tunnel vision, pinpoint focus on it. You set that intention, you set that focus, and then you let it go. And here is why, because with our limited mind, our limited brain, our human brain, even though we are spirits having a human experience rather than humans having a spiritual experience, you know, our basis is spirit. But in this moment, we are encased in physical bodies, and so there are physical limitations, and so our brains can only see so much. And so our brains might be picturing something, but the universe hears the emotional response to those thoughts. So when you think that thing, it's more important, the emotional, the way you're feeling about that, than what it actually looks at. And so when we set our intentions, it's important to set that intention, but to focus on the feeling of what it feels like. The relief when you say, oh, finally it's here, you know, rather than it has to look like this, and it's this many colors, and it's this height and this width and blah, 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 because we're not, 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 ultimately we're not trying to manifest things. We're trying to manifest experiences. We're manifesting the feelings. And the feelings, there is an infinite number of ways the universe can look or appear in order to bring those feelings up, right? And so if we like are so focused on the imagery, I need to shift my pillow. If we're so focused on what it looks like, then we are kind of shooting the universe in the foot in a way, or shooting ourselves in the foot, because we're saying, I want this and it has to look like this. And we have all the precise calculations and all the different, and you can do that, but it's so much easier to focus on the feeling and know that, okay, the universe knows best how to create those feelings. And so with my limited brain, I can only see so much. The brain can only really judge things from the past, from what it already knows. It has a hard time coming up with, brand new things. And so in the universe, it's like we're stuck on the ground. We're in like 3 dimensions. Meanwhile, spirit is so many more dimensions, like eagle flying overhead, who can see the entire panorama of what's going on around us, and can see the connection to all things, to see that things aren't linear. And so from that vantage point, eagle can see the fulfillment of what we want, even if it doesn't look like what we think it's going to look like. I'm kind of rambling. I'm hoping that makes sense. But like a friend of mine, Reverend Judith Laxard, I learned from her a long time ago by going to some of her rituals, and she's the high priestess at Gaia's Temple. You can check that out at gaiastemple.org. In fact, they're having a Sunday service this coming weekend, so join us there. I'm actually going to be part of the service, so join us. It's like 2 o'clock Pacific time. You can get the connection, the link on their website. Anyway, so my dear friend Judith, by going to different classes of hers, by different rituals of hers and such, I learned that, we set that intention. It's like, thank you for blank, whether it's love, whether it's a new car, whether it's a new job, whatever it is. And then at the end, she always throws in this or something better. Because, it's like we can only see, it's like, we only see a small fraction of the spectrum of vibrations. Like our world is a very narrow spectrum of vibrations, and then you've got all the radio waves and ultrasonic waves, and you've got the ones that are slower than our physical, and we can only see certain things. And so by just focusing on, if we can only see certain colors, and we don't even realize this other color exists out here somewhere, but that would be the answer to our prayers. We want to open to receive that, rather than narrowing the possibilities. That's what I talk about a lot with expectant curiosity. If you've taken any of my classes, or I talk about approaching things with expectant curiosity, meaning like the kid on Christmas Eve who can't sleep, is so excited because they know they're expectant. They know something's going to happen. They know Santa Claus is leaving something under the tree, but they have no idea what it is. It's like this excitement and this curiosity to find out what's there. And so that is the way to approach prayers, intentions, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, with that expectant curiosity to know deep in your bones that something is going to happen, but then be open to the adventure, to the excitement of discovery, to see what is going to happen, right? So leave it open-ended. Cool. I had no plans to talk about that tonight. I've talked about that way in the way past when I first started doing this back at the beginning of the pandemic, but I haven't really talked about intentions and such themselves. So anyway, that is that. So welcome. If you come in late, thank you for joining us. I am Patrick. I will be your friendly neighborhood shaman for the evening as we do our sacred pipe ceremony. And again, with every ceremony, it's important to set every ceremony is like a story. If you've learned creative writing in school, they talk about a story having a beginning, a middle, and an end. Ceremony is the same way. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so the beginning of ceremony is setting sacred space. It's creating the bounds and the kind of the perimeter of higher frequency light, love, where the spirits hold space for us, so that then we can focus on our intentions, on ceremony, on whatever it is that we're doing, our spiritual work, which is the middle part. And then setting our intentions, doing whatever physical expressions of what we're doing spiritually, whatever, in this case, the pipe ceremony. And then the end is when we release those the spirits of the different directions and the elements that have been holding space for us. And so we always start out calling in those spirits, calling in the elements to watch over us, to hold space for us, to keep that perimeter of high light frequency, so that we are encapsulated in love and light. And so nothing can get in that is counter to our intentions. And so here we go. This is what we do to call in the elements. This is what I do. There are so many different ways you can do this, but I like using the drum because the drum has been used literally since the beginning of time. And as soon as you start drumming, it's like the drumming is the physical sound vibrations that gets the attention of the spirits, since it's been used for so many, like over 100,000 years. The spirits, as soon as someone starts drumming, the spirits are like, oh, someone's partying, someone's got something going on, let's go check it out. And so it's kind of like this, I was trying to think of an analogy, and the first thing I thought of was Pavlov's dog, but I don't want to liken the spirits to Pavlov's dog. But it's kind of like, it's like the recess bell, right? When you're in school and the bell goes for recess, like, woohoo! And everyone just heads out to the playground or whatever. It's like the drum is like the recess bell. Woohoo! We get to play now. So, and this is how I do it. Spirits of the earth. Spirits of the air. Spirits of the fire. Spirits of the water. Spirits of the upper amazing how much better I always feel. It's like you can feel the shift of energy, like everything just kind of... All right, so if you haven't been here before, I will do a quick tutorial of what this is going to look like. I kind of explained the pipe already. And so what the ceremony is going to look like, just so you have an idea of what to expect. The first thing I'm going to do is light some sage and some sweetgrass. In fact, I'm going to get that ready. And I'm going to smudge everything on my altar here in front of me that you can't see really because of the angle of the camera. There we go. And so I'm going to use those to smudge and clear everything on my altar, including the pipe. And then I will say some prayers. Let's see, I swore I had some. Okay. I thought I had some more loose sage. So then I will ask permission to, and Delia, I will send some smudge to you guys as well. Let's see. So I will ask permission to smoke. I will join the pipe together, and then I will take 4 pinches of tobacco and put them into the bowl. And you will hear the prayers I do. I will offer it to the different directions and different things, and you'll hear those prayers as I put those into the pipe. And then once that is done, I do there's a song that I do that was a gift from White Buffalo Catwoman, who I mentioned earlier. She's actually one of my own personal guides, and has been since, it's been like somewhere between 12 and 15 years or something like that. Kind of pretty much like I did my first official vision quest, and she appeared from that point and has been with me since then, guiding me and all of that. And so when the pandemic started and I started doing this online, I was a little concerned about a few things, including cultural appropriation and about also about doing this on video, because traditionally that is not something you do. But because of the change in the world, the change of the way we, the isolation and the shutdowns and all of that kind of thing, I wanted to be able to bring this to more people to help hold that light through such a dark, not dark necessarily, not dark as in evil, but dark as in mysterious, like uncertain, like not knowing what was going to happen. And so by holding light and holding that higher frequency for my community, and holding the space for you to come and connect with spirit in that space, however that looks to you, it just felt so much more important than what the traditions, the traditions are meant to serve the people, and so the traditions have to change and evolve to suit the people that they serve. And with less people able to gather in person, it was like, I want to be able to share this with other people. And so I went to White Buffalo Catwoman and asked her permission, and she was like, well, whose idea do you think it was? And And it really was. And I asked, recently in September, I did kind of a pilgrimage back to Devil's Tower, which is the place where White Buffalo Calf Woman gave the Lakota people the pipe. And then I went to Pipestone, Minnesota, on the way to visit my family in Minnesota in the Twin Cities. It was just such a sacred trip, and I connected with pretty much all the ancestors of the land between Seattle and Minnesota. And afterwards, I'm doing pipe back here again, and Black Elk shows up. And I don't know if you've ever read Black Elk Speaks. I think it's even part of the curriculum in some schools. I know I read it in school at one point. And it's just a beautiful book, and it's this Lakota medicine man and his experiences, learning the holy life and learning about visions and what his visions were. And he also is one of, he dictated a book about the pipe itself. And so he started appearing to me once I got back. He started showing up in my ceremonies. And so I asked him the same thing I asked White Buffalo Calf Woman. It's interesting. White Buffalo Calf Woman and Black Elk. That's interesting. I never, yin yang, male, female. That's really interesting. I hadn't put that together before. Anyway, I asked him about that, about sharing this on video, etc. And he, his answer was basically that all things are good. All things are of the Earth Mother, and that includes technology. And it's a method to spread love, to bring hope. And he said in his words, how exactly did he say it? It was like, to squander that possibility is a travesty. Something similar. It was like to not utilize that potential for the good of the people is a travesty. And so I continue to do this. Because it's good. It brings me, it stabilizes me. It brings me strength and empowerment. And I hope that it brings I've heard back from other people how much they get from these ceremonies, and I'm like, that is what I'm here for. I am here to help empower others. I'm here to help others find their connection to Great Spirit. And this is, to me, the most sacred space I have ever discovered, that I've ever experienced. And so, and if we were living in normal times, I would be having pipe ceremonies in person. We'd be joining, we'd be meeting in person. And, pardon me as I stretch my leg. But because of these interesting times, we have to change our way of approaching things. And so, I can't not do this. So I hope it brings you joy. I hope it helps you connect. And I do it purposely in the middle of the week, to give people a place to breathe and to just let the world off of their shoulders and to connect to Spirit in whatever way is appropriate to them. So when I do put the pipe together, like I said, that's one giant prayer until I take it apart again. So as soon as I put the pipe together, do whatever, you are welcome to do whatever it is you do to connect. Whether it's dancing or singing or sitting in silence, or chanting or yoga or whatever it is. You are more than welcome to do whatever brings you to center. So, so in the ceremony, wow, I really go off on tangents. In the ceremony, so once I finish doing that song, I put the tobacco in the pipe, I sing that song that White Buffalo Catwoman gave me. That's where I'll light the pipe, and then I blow breath blessings into the 4 directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, and then in a circle for all my relations, and then to Great Spirit. And then I hold the pipe, the stem to my head and the bowl to my heart for a moment of silent prayer. And then I will come back, I will relight the pipe, because it usually goes out by that time. And then I will take a big puff of smoke, I will blow it straight at my camera. And that is a prayer from my heart coming through my breath via the tobacco smoke, the blessed tobacco beings carrying on the smoke, prayers and intentions. It will go through my phone, through the magic of the internet and the magic of the holographic universe, and those blessings will come through whatever device you're watching this on, straight to your heart. So then I will continue to blow breath blessings for different intentions. I have, for different intentions, people have asked me to pray for, intermittently sitting in silence, and then doing more breath blessings. And when I feel like it's complete, I will say another prayer, and there'll be another song, and then I will take the pipe apart, and that will be the end of that part of the ceremony. And then we will chat a little bit longer, probably. I never know what I might say, but it's usually interesting, whatever my guides prompt me to. So anyway, so let me light the fire. Sage. So the sage purifies the air. The sage basically negates any negative energy that's around. Kind of clears the space. And then the sweetgrass fills that empty space with the love of Mother Earth. So we clear a space, and then we fill that space. Because, as they say, nature abhors a vacuum. And if we clear the space, but we don't fill it with our intentions, with love, whatever, then something is going to pop into that space. So let's see if we can get this going a little bit more. And that is the basics. And you can use, like, I've used lavender, other things, usually something to bring calm, like lavender, sweetgrass, whatever, to bring kind of love and a calmness. Because usually when you think about smudging some places, because there's like tons of static and frenetic energy, and you need to calm everything the heck down. It is not burning as much as I hoped it would. Let me try again. Aha. Aha. Da 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 dum ba dum. Aha. 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 Do 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 do. Come on. Blessed Sage, thank you for lighting. Thank you for giving us your blessings, neutralizing the energies that do not belong. And thank you, Mother Earth, for the gift of your sweet grass, your love reaching up to your children, bringing us love and memories of things that we hadn't even, that we'd forgotten that we know. There we go. All right. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, I send a voice. I ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All my guides and guardians watch over me as I smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shanadisi, Magikiwas, and Wabus, there is always room for you in my pipe. The winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all my relations come smoke with me. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo Catwoman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. grandmother, grandfather eagle, I send a voice. I thank you for our lives. I thank you for these people who join me in circle, for all the circles that spin to this circle and all the circles that spin from her. Thank you for your light. Thank you for our light. Thank you for your guidance, the opportunity through this dark half of the year to turn inward, to look at ourselves, to find our own light within us, to blaze, to light the darkness, to grow and grow until the sun can join our brightness in the spring. Thank you for your love. Thank you for who we have been, for who we've become, for who we are becoming. Aho. Ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, Aho. Oh, wow. That was really, really powerful. I hope you were able to feel that too. Wow. Okay, I need to ground a bit. Oh my gosh. Just take a moment, put your hands on the earth or on the floor, on the ground, wherever you are. Feel the support of Mother Earth. Feel the foundation. And feel the base of your spine extending down into the earth, and roots growing from that taproot to feel grounded, to feel stable, to have a foundation. For that is the groundedness, the presence of our physical being is what houses the spirit and allows the spirit to move through our world. Oh. Woofda. Wow, thank you everybody. That reminded me of Dolphin Medicine, which is a good one to have, especially in this season. Dolphin Medicine is about the breath. It's about, dolphin is a mammal who breathes air but lives in the ocean, and so there's a certain rhythm of going for a breath of air and then swimming, and then going for a breath of air and swimming. And if you think about the air as spirit and the water as the world, that is what this time is for. This circle, this time that I hold space every week is to give you that space to breathe in the spirit and to embody that spirit. And it's that spirit, that breath of spirit that dolphin carries, that allows dolphin to swim through the ocean. And if you don't have that, you're gonna drown, right? So we need that balance of spirit and physical. And another thing is, like Dolphin, this is the season to play. This is the season of whimsy. This is the season of miracles, of laughter, of joyous innocence and purity of spirit. And play, 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 like Dolphin. You know, they always are finding a reason to play, you know. And one of the thoughts that came through my mind while I was smoking and everything was, okay, now what was it? Wow, I was going to say something and it just, it's just simplify. Here it is. Look for excuses for joy rather than looking for excuses to survive. Look for the happy surprises. Look for the miracles. You'll see it when you believe it, not the other way around. Like Dr. Wayne Dyer says, you'll see it when you believe it. When you believe that miracles are everywhere, you're going to see miracles everywhere. And when we're in our workaday world, routine and this responsibility and that responsibility, you know, we focus on just getting through the day. Well, the universe is just going to keep giving us things to survive through the day. And so it's kind of, the universe gives us what we focus on, like I said earlier. So if you're focusing on just surviving, on just getting through the day, you're just going to keep getting through the day. But if you look, rather than like challenges to survive through, if you start looking at challenges as springboards to a greater expression, to a greater realization, when you can open the scope of your vision to beyond just surviving the day, like, remember who you wanted to be when you grew up. Remember what brings you joy and focus on that, beyond just surviving the daily routine and the hamster wheel going around and around and around. Look for excuses to be happy. Look for excuses to play. And the more you focus on the happy things, the joyful things, and I'm not saying it's going to totally erase all the conflicts and trials and everything else in your life, but there will be a shift where when you believe the universe is on your side, when you believe the universe is here to support you, you're going to see the evidence of that, and you're going to start, instead of seeing the challenges, you're going to see opportunities. And when you get into those places, and I'm speaking from personal experience, things that I've been getting better at or realizing more lately, like when I get into those places of kind of darkness and not knowing what's going to happen and feeling like I have a choice, this or that, that's when it's time to open up and surrender, to know that there is something that my mind can't think of. There's usually the solution is not A or B. There's always a C that you wouldn't have conceived of until you take that breath of spirit, relax and surrender to it, and then the world opens up, and then that moment of darkness is an opportunity for stillness, an opportunity to turn inward rather than to try to fix things on the outside. And from that inward direction, it radiates out and changes, literally changes and shifts the world around you, and you will find miracles every day. And this is the season for finding miracles. And I think that's because people expect Christmas miracles. You know, so don't, you know, and one of my pet peeves my biggest pet peeve is cynicism. Because when you're cynical, everything that comes at you, you're like, whatever, you know. And so you're setting that intention. You're giving out that frequency of, it's never gonna get better. Why do we even try? You know, and that gets us caught back into that hamster wheel. But if you hit, like when you hit a wall or something, and say, okay, Great Spirit, which direction do I go? What's the solution? This is, it's like we bang up against our limitations of what we've known so far, and that's the opportunity to Spirit to come in and lift us up higher so we can see over that wall or see a way through it to the other side, to greater realities than we could even have conceived of before. So look for the miracles. They're all around us. Everything. You know, this world is a wondrous place. It is filled with miracles. And if we're cynical about everything, we're basically shooting ourselves in the foot, because we're not able to see the miracles. And I remember back at the beginning of the last administration here in the States, someone actually said that, like, when you're cynical, those in power, those who are more limited, win, and they want us to be afraid. They want us to be afraid of change and of bigger visions, because then we can't claim our power, and we're like, okay, well, it doesn't do any good to fight the system, it doesn't do any good to do this, or that, whatever, so I might as well just keep living paycheck to paycheck or whatever it is. When, if you can see beyond that, and feel into that, the wider expansion of possibility, there's there is nothing to be cynical about. You're who you are, who you become, and your own personal world is not dependent on anyone else. It's between you and your connection to Creator. That's it. No matter what anyone else is doing, the world could be in, you know, a global depression, like no money, no food, or whatever, and you will be fed, you will be sheltered. It may not be easy necessarily, but you will find the little breadcrumbs to get you through to brighter and brighter days. You know, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. The more we look for the possibilities, that expectant curiosity, like, whoa, okay, this looks really limiting. This feels really claustrophobic. But I'm spirit. I am not the body. And so what feels claustrophobic to the body is nothing to the spirit. And so there has to be a way through whatever this barrier, this obstacle, this wall is. And bringing that connection and not letting your reality be dependent on anyone but you. And looking for the miracles, like, okay, I'm hungry, I need food, I need an income, whatever it is. Saying, okay, Great Spirit, I need an income. And then be open to how that shows up in your life. People may start donating to you. All of a sudden, a job from nowhere comes out of the blue, or suddenly you're asked, you get the opportunity to go back to school to learn what you've always wanted to do when you grew up, or whatever. The possibilities are endless. There is no excuse for cynicism. I actually had an idea one time for a bumper sticker set that says, cynicism, yeah, like that's going to help. So The only thing to be cynical about is cynicism. And the miracles that await us on the other side of that doubt and that fear. And I'm not saying you have to be wholeheartedly like, woohoo! You know, you might be facing your fears, quaking in your boots. But if you're able to face something and you're able to bring in, like Dolphin, getting that breath of Great Spirit, there is nothing that can stand against you. And where there were only walls, doors will open. I don't remember if it was Thoreau or Joseph Campbell who said that, but when you have that belief in the goodness of the universe and the benevolence, that's the word I was looking for, the benevolence of the universe, that the universe has your back, doors will open, and things that seem solid will just disappear. I've talked before about, I went through like a 10-year period of deep depression and anxiety and extreme panic attacks and such. And one of the things I learned to do is I would, if there was something coming up that was freaking me out, that was making me anxious and making me panic, I would look at it and like as if I were in a Roadrunner cartoon. And whatever this is ahead of me, no matter how scary or impenetrable it may seem, it's just a cardboard stand-up and will fall flat if I go up and push it. I love the imagery of paper tigers. You know, a tiger, like you got a tiger coming at you and it looks scary and mean and it's going to devour you, but it's only made out of paper, so you can crumble it. It has no power other than what you give it. You know, if you run away, it just becomes more powerful. But if you face it, and that is actually one of the things about tiger medicine, is being able to face your inner demons, because tigers will not, for the most part, attack someone face to face. They will only attack from behind. And so actually in places like India, I've seen photos of when they do safaris going through the jungles or whatever, they always wear a face mask on the back of their head, because if tigers are coming up behind them and they see a face looking at them, they're less likely to attack you. And so if you can face the tiger, you will find that tiger is only made out of paper and has no power over you. So be bold, be fearless, you know, and it's not counter to being innocent and pure. It's that innocence and that purity, that simplicity of being that gives us the strength to stand up to our fears and our doubts. You can do anything. You are unlimited. Like Bruce Lee used to say about, you know, no way as way, no limitations as limitations. It's like your way, there is no solid way. No one has walked your path before. It is unique to you. If you're not breaking ground, blazing trails, then you're not on your path, because no one has been where you are now. And no one has ever come into this world with the same intentions, the same makeup, the same dreams and desires as you. You are here to make a difference. You are here to express your true, unlimited potential and expression. And that is how we save the world. That is not that the world needs saving. That is how we heal the world. By each of us healing ourselves, connecting to spirit, and then playing. In a benevolent universe, there is nothing to be afraid of. we might have fears, but they serve the purpose, like I said, of rather than being obstacles, becoming the springboards to greater experience. So, like Einstein used to say, the greatest decision you will ever make is whether you live in a hostile universe or a friendly one, because they are mutually exclusive. And that's where, if you live in a hostile universe, then everything is a threat. And you have to watch out. You have to be that hyper vigilant, looking for threats. But if you live in a benevolent universe, a friendly universe, then you know that everything that pops up in your path has a purpose. It's a puzzle to be solved. It's an obstacle to be overcome, not something meant to take you, to humble you, like, that's not really the words I want. It's not to take you out or to rub your face in the ground or whatever. It comes to help uplift you. So look for the miracles, especially in this season of the holidays. Pretty much every culture I know of at this time of the year has some sort of festival of light. The darkest part of the year is when we can best see our light, because the world takes that extra stimulation from around us and blots it out, so the only thing to focus on is ourselves and our own hearts. So, I hope. All right, I have rambled on way longer than I needed to, probably, but I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. I hope that was a great experience for you. If nothing else, just to give you the moment to breathe, to connect. And if you want to revisit this space, this moment of silence, of stillness, feel free to rewatch this at any time. Like I said, even if you are watching this a year from now, this space right here, right now, is still filled with vitality. It's still alive, and you are a part of the initial energy that created this particular space and moment. So you can rewatch it. I'm going to save this to my Facebook page, and I will upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. So subscribe to that, support me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you can watch this as many times as you want. And there's other videos of other ceremonies and readings, etc., that you can check out there. Follow me on Facebook. If you haven't liked my Perching Wolf Studios page yet, please like my page and stay updated on the different events like this, these weekly videos, etc. And you can follow me on Instagram as well. And like I said at the beginning, check out my comics. I'm a cartoonist as well as a shaman, and I upload my latest comic pages that I'm drawing onto I have a blog called Drawing Breath. It's drawingbreath-comic.blogspot.com. And you can follow that as well to stay up to date with my latest comics and such. And I guess that's it for now. So thank you again so much. These are so much more powerful because of you. These moments, these ceremonies, you might not think, oh, I'm just watching this on the internet, but your energy is here and palpable to me and makes a huge difference. So I thank you for that. Feel free to share this with others, invite others. Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, at least through December. We're going to keep doing this weekly. And then I'm going to kind of re-examine at that point to see if I may need to open up this evening for classes and other things, but we will see what happens. So thank you so much for joining me. And now, as I said at the beginning, every ceremony has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So coming to the end, it is time to release those spirits that have so lovingly and graciously held space for us to do this magic work. So spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in our circles. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. Thank you, my friends, for being here. I hope to see you next week. And if you're not aware, I also do a Monday night Facebook Live video with mini card readings with the medicine card deck, with the different totem animals. I pick 3 cards, and you get to choose a number, and whichever card corresponds to your number, I give a little mini reading for that, for your guidance for the week. So join me that Monday nights at 8 o'clock. And otherwise, I will see you next week on Wednesday at 7. And again, thank you so much. You make such a difference. And I so look forward to these moments. I really, really do. So until I see you next time, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Breathe and look for the miracles, okay? And go shining. All right. Bye, everybody.